All hail the king and queen of the kaiju. Hello there, one and all. Raziel here, and I just got back from seeing Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And let me tell you, that title is apt. The boy earned his crown. There is no joke about that. First off, I'd like to say this is a gorgeous movie. There were moments throughout the movie where I couldn't help but sit and think, if you were to screenshot, capture, whatever have you, multiple scenes throughout this movie would easily be a fantastic painting or cell shading on your wall. This was a glorious movie. I mean, there had to be practical effects in this movie. There are moments where the monsters look so real that they had to have pulled a Dragon Slayer and literally built, as close as they could, full-scale models of certain things because they were too real next to the humans. I mean, unless CGI has gone far beyond what we perceive to this day. If you're an old-fashioned Godzilla fan, if you enjoy kaiju movies, Pacific Rim, if you're an old Power Ranger fan like myself, go see this. This is definitely a good one. I've been informed that there will in fact be a sequel. Thank you, because I want there to be a sequel. I hope there are more. Because the sequel that's coming soon, I'll talk about later, I look forward to. But that said, one of the things they mentioned in the trailer and mentioned in the movie is that they found over 17 different monsters. Now, unfortunately, we don't see them all. Heck, we hardly get the names of all the ones that show in the movie, which is really a bummer because what little lore we get is fantastic. I could happily sit through a 2 to 3 hour movie just covering, what is it, the bestiary, or basically the beast dictionary, I guess that's the word, of every single one of these beasts. Not just on their powers. What were they? What did they represent with humanity in the past, today? What is it? Even Alien vs. Predator kind of covered this with their logic way back when, and I love stories like that. Mothra. I was not kidding when I said that was a beautiful opening. Mothra is beautiful throughout the entire movie. I will not look at butterflies or moths the same way again. No spoilers in this trailer, but just like Brightburn and John Wick, which are coming soon for next week, I'm going to do a full talk on this one because there are so many things I want to talk about. Main key, if Gaia was ever pissed at us, this is the way to do it. I mean, talk about a thorough cleansing. We need to get our act together. But this movie was fantastic. Go see it. I have to say the story for me was split in two. Because yet again, like most movies lately, Hollywood's just been dropping the ball. You have your human element and your non-human element. The movie usually should focus more towards the non-human element, but always has a slap in the humans, so we have somebody to relate to. Me personally, I don't need that. Unless there's a viable reason for them to be there, you can erase them and we'll be good. That said, Millie Bobby Brown, not hating on her. I enjoyed Stranger Things. I still need to see season 2, and I hear that there's a third coming soon, so I need to get my act together. She was okay. The trailer made her look far more significant than she actually was. She had a couple moments, but other than that, she was just some kid in the background. And I can literally say that about 90% of the humans in there. You had a few good jokes here, like O'Shea Jackson was in fact great comedy relief, especially in a couple tense moments. But other than that, didn't need him. One person that surprised me, I didn't realize, in the trailer, during Mothra's ascension, I guess you could say, that was Zhang Ziyi from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Rush Hour. I feel bad I didn't recognize her, but I'm happy she's still acting. Hope she does more stuff later on down the line. There was one other human, I'm not going to point out who, but the thing is, when you get a hint of their background, that's all you get is that little taste. And I'm sitting here thinking, I probably could have handled a good 10, maybe 15, 20 minute chunk explaining who they are and how they got to this point. Because what they give is merely a tease, and it's just enough to drive me crazy because you're focusing on all these other humans who, sadly, I could care less about. Who's that? With the monsters. They had fun when they created some of these monsters. Again, not knowing about the older ones, maybe most of these monsters were always there, but there's some I'm like, y'all had to just... There's one in particular that it looks like a cross between Sasquatch, a woolly mammoth, and you know what? Yeah, and the Loch Ness Monster. Like, the way it moves. I literally sat there and thought, okay, they were pressed for time and they just slapped that bad boy together. That said, let me look out the window and see that thing standing a good 1,000 feet ahead of me. I'll be just as terrified. But other than that, there are some monsters they did name, did not show up. We'll probably see them in the sequel. But there's one scene where they literally just kept swiping left on each of the monsters. I'm not even exaggerating. That's exactly what they do. And although I loved it, I wish they just went a little more detail on each of them. So, but that's just more wishful thinking and nitpicking. Other than that, it was still a fantastic movie. Let's see. There are two kind of twists. Kind of a twist. One you'll probably see coming and it's kind of okay. But the second one, at least for me, was a great twist. I will talk about this during the full talk. That made me sit there and think, if the movies go in this direction, I'm all in. Because I want to see what they do. In fact, this movie had my imagination going so out there that I'm a fanboy for a moment here. Godzilla, King Kong, Power Rangers, Guyver, Ultraman. You know, yeah, just put all those guys in a hodgepodge and let them run loose. That would be a great movie for me. One last thing I'd like to say, especially about the monsters. There's one in particular. If you're a D&D, World of Warcraft, maybe even a fantasy football fan, this guy, if the kaiju ever went to war with us, this one would definitely be their tank or barbarian, because there were moments where every time I thought this thing was down, 5, 20, 15 minutes late, the thing would just come back, and my brain is sitting there thinking, how are you still going? Definitely a beast to the fullest extent, in the best way possible. I absolutely love this movie. I cannot wait to see what happens. I truly hope it does well. I hope that there will be sequels, and there's really nothing more I can say without ruining this for anybody. So keep your eyes open. Like I said, go see this first, because I will do a full talk, and I'd rather you see it before watching that, because I really don't like spoiling things, but I gotta talk about it. I got some thoughts. It does make me think too that I was on the right track about them being forces of nature, because there were so many moments out there that just had me thinking, holy crap. So I will see you all again very soon. The John Wick and Brightburn are coming out in the next couple of days, and I hope you enjoy them very much. I do hope you saw the movies before you watch these, because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But until then, everyone, I'll see you soon. Take care.